Okay, number 5 here. Her poses. She's acting. Are women taught from a young age how to actually pose for pictures? Do you guys remember in this one, well, I was not attracted to at all, but do you guys remember that whole like duck face thing that women were doing? Like that's just one example, but women literally think about how to pose for pictures. And like this, do they purposely change their face and body to look more appealing? Now look at this girl, and the reason I blocked out her face is because I had a guy on Instagram. He tagged me in a post that was on this Instagram or this girl's Instagram, and it was like some feminist meme. So I was visiting her profile to see if she had like more feminist memes that I could repost and kind of, you know, poke a little fun at. And it was just some normal girl's Instagram. So that's why her face is blocked out. I'm going to show you more pictures of her too, because I went to her Instagram and I was like, oh gosh, I got to screenshot these pictures. And this is just an average girl. This is not some Instagram model. It's just an average woman. You will see this later after this when you go on any girl's Instagram or social media. You will see the way they pose for pictures manipulates their body to get attention from men, to look better from men. And look, notice this, guys. Notice it again. Her boobs here are popping out and her butt is popping out backwards. She's bending over a little bit, almost in a submissive like look. And we all know with the feminists, so many women with this feminist mindset these days, that they're trying to manipulate and portray that they are some submissive girl by posing like this. This is like a pose of submission. Look at that. It's almost looking like she's like bending over doggy style for you. But we all know with the feminist mindset now that they're strong and independent women. So again, a total manipulation. But notice, I'm going to go backwards. Okay, just notice like what the heels do. It kind of pops the butt out and the boobs forward. That is what this girl without heels on is doing when she's posing. This is, guys, I hope none of you guys pose like this. I hope none of you guys pose like, except that one guy that said he might be transitioning. Maybe you'll do some poses like this. But okay, again, this is number 1 of this girl's Instagram. I could have taken 100 pictures from her, but it would have just been boring to keep posting these. Here are some others that she had. And again, notice her pose is not straight up like us men would take. We just take a picture, do a smile, boom, we're done. She's posing like this. All right, same girl. Ask yourself, why in the world would these 2 women have any reason to pose like this? Just look at this picture. It is a completely empty bar. There is nothing going on. The ceiling is not like, they don't have to like bend down because the ceiling's gonna bump in the head. They literally look like they they pull down their pants and they're taking a big old doogie right in the middle of the floor. Why would women pose like this? Other than to manipulate, to look better for men. Again, notice what she's doing. This is called the sorority pose. I was in a fraternity in college. And so we hung out with a lot of sorority girls. And this was literally known as a sorority pose. They'd all pose like this. Why? Well, let's think about it, okay? Butt popped out, boobs forward. It gives that kind of like, it makes her look like she has a better figure than she does. And, okay, man, I have ADD, so I see chats pop up, and my bad, I'm losing focus. But I'm going to get to that super chat, Divine and Rod. Thank you very much. So again, same exact scenario. Look, she's trying to look submissive. Both of these women are trying to look submissive. They post this on their social media, and it makes them look better. It attracts men. Again, a lot of guys, like you guys, are a lot more red-pilled than the normal guy. You guys know that. A lot of guys will fall for this. I used to fall for this stuff. I'd be like, oh man, they look so good. Until when you reveal these little games and you see it for what it is, it's just kind of silly. It's like, what are they doing? In the middle of an open, empty bar, they're posing like this. This looks exactly like, look, boobs out, butt popped out. Same with this, butt popped out, boobs forward. That is how they actually manipulate their poses to get, yeah, she's taking a big old doogie on the floor. And let me see this. Okay. Divining Rod, super chat. Here's a tip, just the tippy. When looking for overdone makeup on a date, be wary of overused shadow on oversized Adam's apple. Divining Rod, that is some wise words. Guys, hey, I'm not one to judge. Okay, I don't, the whole transgender movement thing that's going on, I am sickened when they allow kids, children, to change hormones, or they're trying to push this on children. That to me is disgusting. I worked with kids for far too long to know how much adults can influence their thoughts and their way of thinking. That sickens me how the transgender movement is being pushed on children. If someone like Bruce Jenner or an adult wants to transition, totally fine. But Divining Rod, great tip here, because on online dating, I will see this far more often than ever before, is that there are a lot of, and we'll actually, the next slide, I'll show you what's called the transgender pose, the tranny pose. And I'm seeing this far more often. And guys, I've done online dating for so long, but there are some women that are actually men that I actually have to like go through a few pictures and I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, the Adam's apple is a dead giveaway. That's something you always want to watch out for. Sometimes you can tell with the jawbone. The shoulder to hip ratio is another way you can tell us apart. But that wise words there, Divining Rod. Careful of that, especially these days. Yeah, the transgender. Oh yeah, Matrix, you know what's up. You guys see that you guys are in the know. This is why I love. This is what I love about Red Pill and MGTOW. It's like I can speak to guys on the same page. When I first started this, you guys might have known when I first started my channel, again, I had no idea about MGTOW. And I love that I found this, but and I knew Red Pill, but I had no idea of MGTOW. But it makes it so much more fun when I can create videos and I know who I'm talking to. Because before it was like I had to make a video trying to red pill, blue pill men and trying to, it was just way harder. So this is so much more fun for me. And you guys are in the know. Okay, here's one right here. Okay, here we go. Same girl, right? This is all on, do a sausage check. This is all from the same girl's Instagram. Okay. Do women pose like this to make their boobs and butt pop more? This is the hand on the hip. Does it also make her hips look more full than if she was standing normal? Absolutely. So this is called the transgender pose. So what happens is, because, okay, when a girl, and actually if you guys go back to this girl on the left, you'll see this. You'll see this all the time. I bet you guys will point this out so many times now when you look on girls' Instagrams. You'll see the hand on the hip pose, because biologically, us men are more attracted to women with the wider hips. You know, that the shape that we like, because it signals that she could give healthy children. So the bigger hips, the childbearing hips. So what women do is, and look how she's contorting her body here. But what women will do is they'll put the hand on the hip there, because what it does is it makes, you can't really tell her hips there. It kind of makes her hips look more full than they actually are. Another manipulation. And this is the transgender pose, because transgender men that transition from men to women, again, your shoulder to hip ratio is going to be, your shoulders are going to be wider than your hips. If you're a man, you're not going to have those child bearing hips. So all transgender men know when they pose to twist their body and all that, and to do this hand on the hip pose, because again, it's going to make her, I don't know what, I don't know what the political, I'm not too concerned with being politically correct, but I don't know what the correct term is. I don't want to make anyone feel bad for unnecessarily, but this is the tranny pose. And a lot of women, especially younger women, that, like when you have like the 18, 19, 20-year-olds, women that haven't necessarily had their body developed fully yet, they're going to do this too, because again, their hips are not going to be quite as full yet. So you're going to see this again. It's going to trick us guys into going, oh dang, look at that figure. That looks so good. Deceiving, very deceiving. Okay, and then these are the these are the last two pictures I took from her profile. I gotta drink my beer before this one. Okay. Look at this picture on the left. What in the world is she doing, guys? What is she doing? What is she doing posing for this picture? And you know what? I have a really hard time, and you guys probably do too. You know, I try to help all of our brothers out, but I have a hard time with men that are allowing themselves to be the Instagram boyfriends. You guys know what I'm talking about? Where they are like the woman poses and then they're taking pictures, like taking all the pictures, and they're taking like 100 pictures for her to get the perfect pic. Like that is cuckoldry to its worst. It's cuckoldry to its actual worst thing you can think of. Excuse me, because she's getting all these pictures again that we now know to manipulate men. She's getting all of these pictures done, and her boyfriend's taking all these pictures again to make herself look better so she can advertise to other men. There's just no excuse for that if you're a man, like doing a photo shoot with your woman. But what is she doing? She's like, hey, let me take a picture, but I'm going to do this like weird arch, and I'm going to lean against the wall, pop my butt out, put my leg up in this specific way. Why? Because look, and I'll give it to her, her butt looks nice in that picture, but it's all a manipulation. Look at the post, guys. This is, and I do get a lot of guys that are like, hey man, how do I get the mindset like to, you know, that I'm the prize and all that stuff? Like, how do I stop getting caught in my emotions with women? It's like, when you start to see this type of stuff, when the truth is revealed, the red pill truth, it's so much easier to just be like, okay, wow. And to not get caught in your feelings, because you see a girl like this now on Instagram, you're like, oh, look at that. She's literally posing. She took 452 pictures just to get this perfect shot that she's now putting out there on social media to make herself look better than she normally would if she was just standing straight, tall there. Beta cuckoldry. And wait, I got to talk about this one, but I did want to, oh yeah, okay. There was something I saw here. Oh yeah, Hellboy. This one, guys. How many Hollywood women are actually men? Yeah, there's another red pill. There's another red pill rabbit hole to dive down, guys. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Yeah, Michael Obama. Michael Obama. I had Bob Dylan. I had this girl that I grew up with. She was my neighbor, like, you know, basically I grew up with her, and it was like last year at like a Christmas party. Someone brought up Michael Obama, Michael Robinson or whatever his real name is. And she's like, oh, I wish I had, and she works out a bunch. She's like a personal trainer and all that stuff. She goes, man, I wish my shoulders looked like Michelle Obama. I wish I had her toned arms. And I just turned to her, and I'm like the crazy person in this sense because no one jumps down this rabbit hole. And I was like, you do not want Michael Obama's shoulders. No, you do not. Those are not attractive. Those are masculine shoulders. And there's a whole reason for this. You guys that are in the know, you guys know what I'm talking about. But thank you for Bob Dylan. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.